Hi, my name's Penny. Welcome to my channel. Today I just wanted to share with you some of the most beautiful book covers that I have on my shelves. So this is a top 5 Wednesday prompt, so I will leave the details of that group down below, but let's look at some beautiful books. So for number 5, I would go with Ribble of the Sands by Elwyn Hamilton. This is a book I haven't actually read. I tried when looking at the books on my shelves to try not to take into account the content of the books, but just the cover. The reason I haven't read this is because when I bought this, I, for starters, didn't realize that it was part of a series. And this year I've been trying not to start new series, so I can't exactly pick this up. The other reason is that I have heard mixed reviews, so I'm not really sure. If you've read this, do you think I should read it? I probably won't till next year. I'd like to read it because I'd like to keep it on my shelf. Although the thing is, as long as I don't read it, I can keep it on my shelf. But if I read it and I don't like it, then my expectation of myself is that I should get rid of it. But it's pretty. Oh, that's a terrible argument. Anyway, that's book number 5, Beautiful. So the fourth most beautiful cover on my shelf would be The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. I just purchased this recently and I have to say I'm very happy to be able to have this beauty on my shelves. I just love kind of this silver girl in the middle. It's foil. Foil makes books so much prettier, but then it's got all this kind of like rainbow stuff also coming out from her. I will say I don't really know that the cover represents the insides of the book, although there's a receipt in here. The inside of this book is a little bit strange. It's kind of a space romance, but it's also a little bit of a thriller. I did just talk about this in my book haul, so I'm not going to go into it again. But this one counts as one with a beautiful cover that I also quite liked the insides of. Then the third most beautiful book covers on my shelves is kind of a group of books, but I think the best one I picked out would be A Storm Rising by Mercedes Lackey, but the rest of the series is also beautiful. Like, look at them. They're beautiful. And part of what makes these beautiful is just these Jodi A. Lee pieces of art as well as the designs around them. So I do also have this book which I recently hauled, Crown of Stars by Kate Elliott, which has kind of that same style of cover. So I thought rather than taking up 2 spots on the list, I'd just combine them. I really think that just a lot of Jodi A. Lee covers deserve to be on this list, although these are the only ones I really own. I used to own the 4 Quarters series by Tanya Huff, but I gave it to my sister, but that is another one. I'll include some pictures. That just has beautiful covers, and it really is thanks to that Jodi A. Lee art. Okay, then the second most beautiful cover on my shelf would be Magana by Maria Devana Headley. Now, this book, to be honest, the cover's so beautiful, it maybe even deserves to be in #1 position. But even though I said I wouldn't consider the content of the books when I did this, I just can't quite justify it. This book is beautiful. It was a pure cover buy for me, but the inside was just a bit too YA for me. I mean, some of the concepts in this book is beautiful, but the actual execution I personally didn't enjoy. Okay, slight frame shift because my camera ran out of battery, but back again. I believe I was in the middle of talking about Magana. So this book follows a girl called Aza who has these breathing problems and eventually discovers, somewhat spoilers, that she is actually this person from the sky and she has like this bird singing power, and she spends a significant part of the book off being kind of a sky pirate. I really loved the concepts, but the actual execution was just, well, it was very, I don't know if it was just too YA for me, but I just couldn't stand Aza as a character. Just so much of it was just, oh, I can't even explain why I didn't really like this book, but I did read the second book in this series, and in some ways it was even worse, but the concepts are so great, and the cover is so great. It's just such a disappointment. I saw the second book, on special recently, and I was so close to buying it because the sequel also has a beautiful cover. It's just such a disappointment that I don't actually like the book. Luckily though, the most beautiful covers on my shelf are books that I absolutely love, and that is the books from the Raven cycle. Like, look at how beautiful all of these books are. They are all lovely, and the spines, like the spine of Blue Lily Blue, it's just, it's so beautiful. I tried to decide which one of these is actually the most beautiful so that I could put that, but I don't even know if I have a favorite. They're all beautiful in their own way. I actually went out of my way to get this particular edition because I think it is the most beautiful edition. Now, of course, the Raven cycle is a really popular series, so you should know what it's about. In general, it follows a girl named Blue who's been told that when she kisses her true love, he will die. Then she meets up with this group of private school boys who are very rich, which is very different from her. She lives in this kind of family of psychics where she's the only one who doesn't have psychic abilities. She meets up with this group of boys. One of them is leading the search for this dead Welsh king, with the idea that once you find him, you will be granted a wish. And then there are also the other boys in the group, which are also all amazing, but it's kind of spoilers to talk about them. But each book focuses on a different character. So the first book is mainly about Blue. The second book is mostly about Ronan. This is my favorite book of the series. Blue Lily Blue is mostly about Adam. And then The Raven King is mostly about Gansey. I'm pretty sure I got that right. I am actually thinking of doing a reread of that series soon on audiobook, since I originally read the physical books, and I've heard that the audiobook is really good. So now that I've finished The Saga of Recluse, I don't have any audiobooks to listen to. So I thought, why not give The Raven Boys a try? Of course, audiobooks, you don't get to enjoy the beautiful covers. And that's what this video is meant to be about. So those are the most beautiful books on my shelf. I do try to avoid cover buys, mainly because of Magana. But if you know of any books that are this kind of beautiful and you think I might enjoy them, please suggest them to me down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.